Today on CJ Off-Road, I'm going to show you a simple way to level out your truck from the help from Rancho. If you're not looking to tear apart your suspension and put a spacer in your shocks, and you just want everything simple and easy to put in, you're going to want to look at this Rancho Loaded lift kit. The front shocks are Rancho's quick-lift fully loaded shocks for your 07 to 18 Chevy or GMC truck. They come in a 9-position shock so you can adjust it to what you want for your ride quality of your truck. It definitely levels out the front of your truck so you can fit 35s. The rears are RS9000 shocks with the 9-position to adjust the ride quality to what you want. Let me show you how to install this on our Chevy truck. We're going to start by removing the 3 nuts off the top of the strut. It's sometimes easier to go in the engine bay to remove them, but for camera wise, we're going to show you through here so you can see what we're doing. Grab an 18mm and just start taking them off. On the one stud, there's a clip that's holding the wiring on. Just slide it off the stud and then you can remove the nut. Remove your sway bar link with 2 15mm wrenches or socket. Once you have the nut off, just push the bolt through, just slide it out. Remove the 2 bolts that are holding the bottom strut in. It's a 15mm socket. Now the last thing we have to do is just loosen the lower control arm nuts and bolts just so it can droop down. It's an 18 for the bolt and 24 for the nut. And we're just only going to do a couple turns for each bolt. All right, now all we have to do is push the bottom of the shock out, lower it down, and pull it out the top. Now Rancho supplies brand new bolts and brand new nuts to bolt in the lower of the shock, but I actually like the factory nuts because you don't need a wrench on the top. So just pop them off with a screwdriver and then pop them on the new slot. All right, all we have to do now is grab the new shock, slide it in the same way you pulled it out. Slide it into its holes. And there we go. This is one of the things I really like about Rancho shocks. You don't have to modify anything, you don't have to take anything off, and you really don't have to mess with this big old spring trying to decompress it to put a spacer on. And as you can see from my other lift kits, it's really difficult to do a lift kit or a leveling kit. That's why I like this kit a lot. Do not tighten these lower control arms until the truck is on its own weight and set at the right level it should be. Then you can tighten everything down so it doesn't rip the bushing inside of the control arm. Install the lower shock bolts. Reinstall your sway bar link. Rancho also supplies brand new nuts for the top of your shock, but I actually like the factory nuts and they're still in good shape, so we're going to use those. All right, now go back and torque everything down to factory spec, jump on and do the other side, and then move on to the back. All right, now that the front's all completed, we've moved on to the rear. All you'll need is a 21mm wrench or socket for top and bottom. All right, so it's hard for us to show you on camera where the other one is for the top, but it's up there. Take a 21mm and just take it off. Get rained on by rust, pull your shock out, and grab a new one. Now just like the front, this will be super easy to install, great quality. All you have to do is to extend this, you twist it counterclockwise, let it extend, and then we'll slide our boot on. Once you have the boot on in place, use the supplied zip tie that I just lost, and zip tie the boot to the shock. After you have it zip tied on, cut the little tab off, and let's get it bolted on. Slide the eyelet into the place in the truck. I like to put little never sees on the bolts just because the truck's a little rusty and has a lot of miles. Helps the bolt go back in. Get that started. Then install your bottom one. Then tighten everything down, reinstall the other shock on the driver's side, and then your installation is complete. I know what you're all thinking. I just installed these new shocks and I didn't talk about the valving. On these shocks, we set them to halfway, 5. You can go softer if you're going over bumps on the truck so you get a softer ride. Or you can go stiffer if you're trying to tow with the truck so you have a firm ride while towing this truck. As you can see, it's very simple to install these. You can do it on jack and jack stands. There's not much to do. You don't have to cut, you don't have to modify it. You just pull the old shock out, put the new shock in, and then you're done. For these Rancho shocks and many other great parts, go to cjponyparts.com.